What would you say is the pinnacle of chaddom, the grandiosity of get-goodism, the great equalizer of man, woman, and child within the walls of our valorous crucible of PvP? PvP? Yes, I want to talk about Elden Ring PvP. My name is Velexander, and more specifically, I want to talk about Duels, because that's what I've been playing the most over the past few weeks, and it's also some of the most fun that I've had in Elden Ring since going through my first playthrough. So grab that colossal mace and come on down, sit by the fire, and let's beat the already incredibly dead torrent that is the topic of PvP in Elden Ring. Now, before I discuss the duels themselves, let me be very clear when I say I am by no means some PvP sensei or an outer god or even prod. I am but a humble tarnished and have but a humble brain, gooey, soft, and smooth as silk. And it is for that reason that I really want to emphasize that I'm not really that good at duels. I'm certainly getting better, and the more that I do, there are certainly builds that my current build will basically obliterate every time. But for the most part, by and large, my PvP performance is laughable compared to the competitive scene. Maybe one day it'll be closer to a weak chuckle, maybe a nasal snort. But for now, I am a clown with a big red nose on a unicycle, juggling cats, all the while being subjected to a constant barrage of throwing knives. Oh, that was great. Disclaimers aside and clown identity revealed, let's get into the discussion. I've played most of the Dark Souls games. Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, I've played Bloodborne, and now Elden Ring. I haven't played Sekiro, nor have I played Demon Souls, which, trust me, my friends never let me forget that, and now neither will the internet. What I'm saying is, for the most part, I am familiar with the mechanics and general ideas behind FromSoft's combat system, and I really enjoy it. I may not be a god-tier Chad King, nor my knowledge of the mechanics deep enough to say that I have some secret sauce in my build, let alone an optimal build, but I think that I have a fun build. I don't rely on Rivers of Blood or Moonveil for wins, and overall, if I keep my greed in check, I come out on top more often than even I expected. Side note, because I can hear the comments now, I do understand that Moonveil and Rivers of Blood, while annoying, are easily dodged by the savvy duelist. However, I am not that. I am a silly man, and silly men get cut in half with Moonveil or turned into Fruit Ninja's next victim when facing a Rivers of Blood build. Maybe you can dodge them, but I need to spec more points into intelligence to have the mental processing power not to zug my way into an obvious Moonveil weapon art and get wrecked. Duels, when the rules are honored at least, are so much fun. You start with a wave or a bow, oftentimes knock back a quick physic, and then you run around in circles and slap cheeks for a couple minutes, which is incredibly fun. And if you win, then you bow and thank the losing player for the duel and their efforts, because there's a mutual relationship and respect between duelists, and something about that just makes me really excited to play more of them. Beyond just respect and that tingly feeling after a win, or butthole buckling rage after a loss, Duels are a great way for me to learn more about builds, mechanics, weapons, and their stats. Both their regular stats and weird things like swing range and poise damage. More importantly, they get me to play my character in ways that NPC invaders and even some bosses, actually most bosses, don't. So, okay, duels can be great. Woohoo. But what's my point? Did you ever have a time as a kid where you got better at something than your friends and just felt a sense of pride and accomplishment? Not in an overconfident Giga Chad douchebaggery sort of way, but in just a happy, I did it sort of way, you know? That's what duels give me when I win, and maybe that's because I'm not very good relative to competitive players, but I'm good enough to not lose every single match, and I'm learning with every single loss, and when I win, it feels amazing. Even when I lose, or we tie and we both die at the same time, often literally in each other's laps, which I find morbidly adorable. Chances are it was a great match and fun was had. Matches go either way for me. Like if the other player whipped out some wild crazy moves on me that I matrixed through like I just did a fat line of glintstone dust off a Carrion mirror shield, that feels fucking fantastic. Or maybe they pull something else out that I didn't expect. They open a portal directly to Elden Hell and send me there forever. Good or bad, win or lose, these matches are fun. The meta isn't incredibly crushing, and most importantly, the community is fantastic. Recently, I've been doing a lot of streaming. twitch.tv/Velexander69. Shameless plug if anyone wants to check it out. On more than one occasion though, I had someone pop into my stream, which thus far has only peaked at a whopping 5 unique viewers at once. And they said something in chat, and we ended up dueling each other. A few times, sometimes several times. Which was just so much fun. Complete strangers. One guy didn't even chat until after we had dueled the first time, which makes me wonder if they were watching me prior to us dueling, or if they searched on Twitch for something resembling my character name. Either way, I don't know how they did it, but I'm glad they did, because being able to chat with a total stranger over the duel you just had, and then discuss builds, mechanics, tactics, and even attacks for different weapons. That's just the greatest. Now, that might not be fundamental to duels themselves, since most people aren't streaming and able to chat with their dueling adversaries, but it's more like the idea that duels, PvP, and Elden Ring in general gathers such a community that still blows my mind. Well, but then again, I also know that bronies exist, so that's what actually amazes me. Anyway, so many people have said this about Elden Ring, but I think it goes beyond and covers the Souls games as a whole. This formula is a masterpiece and an honest-to-God treasure. The potential to min-max or play Fashion Souls and throw armor to the wind, often literally, the ability to slap with an absolute unit of a weapon, cast a pretty little moon that doubles as a fucking nuke, or poke tiny holes into your fellow Tarnished until all their grace pours out, is no small feat. But to also make getting demolished by other players still feel fun, because if the rules are observed, it usually feels like there's still something that you could have done to make that match swing more in your favor, and that's just mwah. All of that is to say, duels are a soft blanket of warm pain. They are teaching moments as much as they are triumphant ones. But win or lose, they're the snack that smiles back. as they point down, because that tarnished was cosplaying a janitor and mopped all of Main Academy Gate with your ass. Thank you so much for listening to my very long-winded way of saying, duels are fun, me like duels, zug zug. But it really means a lot from the bottom of my heart. I'll be making videos weekly, most likely on a Sunday release, and I stream daily on Twitch. My Twitch link is in the description, and chances are, if you are watching this, you already know what kind of engagement that YouTube AI monster likes to see. So if you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and
donate your thumb.
Up or down, totally your preference, but I really need your thumb. If you really liked it, maybe consider subbing. I will continue to make Elden Ring content, such as little things like this video here, maybe some broad topics, things like build guides, PvP commentary as well, and offline mod showcases and mod playthroughs, because I am a huge Skyrim nerd and was loving the modding scene there. I liked modding Dark Souls 3, I did the Convergence and the Ascended mod, so I'll be definitely playing those as well. The Convergence isn't going to come out for quite a while. The Convergence Discord said they're kind of waiting for all the DLC to be out, so that one might take a hot minute, but the Ascended mod is out, so I will be playing that soon. And, well, that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you probably never, but if the stars align and I don't walk under any ladders and I keep the rabbit foot butt plug keychain close by, maybe I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.